Magical Journey, Reverend Bryan Rawls. This is the Magical Journey Show. I know I've been away for a couple of weeks, but I'm finally back. And I apologize about the small, I guess you would say, the small vacation, but I am finally back and alive and kicking. So we have a new way of doing the show now, which is through different broadcasts. So you'll be seeing me a little bit differently. I no longer have the call-in number to ask your questions. So you're going to be asking your questions here with me on video this evening. So basically, I want to go ahead and let everyone know about a couple of reminders. We have the new moon in 4-degree Scorpio coming up on the 27th, which I'll be doing a new moon in 4-degree Scorpio transmission, which if you are wanting to sign up for that, you need to go to my blog at www.bryanrawls.com to check about signing up for that. That participation fee is $25. Hello, Jolie. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me on YouTube. Another service that I am going to be having is a Samhain blessing and a apple blessing as well, which each participant receives a apple, and that is cut down the not cut down the middle like that, but cut down the middle like this, with the apple facing this way. And then there is a laurel leaf with your petition written in the middle, that is squeezed in between the two ends of the apple, and then tied and then planted in a very ancient site where your petitions are granted, and asking for favors or asking for blessings. So that is available, which that is on Samhain, which is what some folks know as Halloween, or also All Hallows Eve. Hello, Belinda. Thank you for watching as well. So I want everyone to be able to participate in these things that I am doing. So you can find out about that particular offer on blog as well, my blog as well, at www.bryanrawls.com. Another thing that I will be doing in 3 consecutive Saturdays in November is a pineal class, which is a 2-hour live class on Zoom every Saturday, starting at 5 p.m. ending at 7 p.m. And basically, with that class, it is a live 2-hour class with a full curriculum of working directly with spirit, and working directly with a group of beings that I have been working with for the past 3-4 weeks now, around opening and enhancing the pineal gland to be able to see interdimensionally. So that is now available. It is capped at 33 participants. So if you are wanting to sign up, you need to sign up now, because I have like maybe 10 to, I think, 12 spots remaining. Also, that is being offered is a third eye ajna oil, which basically is applied to the third eye to enhance our multidimensional seeing. So that is going to be also available in the Pineal class. So definitely look at those offers. You can find out information on of those on my blog at www.bryanrawls.com, and I look forward to working with you with those. So now that we are getting closer and closer to All Hallows Eve and the veil thinning, it is going to be very a very interesting time for us as the energies get more and more, more and more, as the energies get more and more intense. Hello, Sarah. How are you? Thank you for watching on Facebook. So it's really about ancestor veneration at this time, and we are venerating our ancestors, not necessarily worshiping them, but more like honoring them, and we are we're bringing them into our practice, or we're bringing them into our lives during this time. I know a lot of people bring them into their honoring space at this time. Now, now some folks do some folks do tend to venerate folks during this time, or venerate their past loved ones during this time. But I am one of those folks that venerates my ancestors every day, because believe that the ancestors are the foundation of our spirituality and should be honored every day. So so the ancestors are a big part of my day-to-day practice, especially especially my blood ancestors, and also the ancestors of my tradition. Now I pull from a blend of traditions, so I worship, well, I honor a load of a wide variety of ancestors, which come from different pantheons. Okay, so well, different neck of the woods, which I should say. Another thing that I want to mention here about ancestors is that it's very easy to honor your ancestors if you've never honored them before. Okay, so you want to come into an understanding that ancestors are very easy to communicate with if you make it a day-to-day practice. And knowing that those folks only watch or only participate in with their ancestors one time a year is it really shocks me to my core, because of how close I am to my ancestors. And so I think ancestor veneration should be every day. So ancestors uh, basically should be venerated and honored through a altar, just like you would honor any other spirit. But it's very simple to put up or to erect an ancestor altar. Now, for folks that are visual people, I will be posting a Facebook picture of my ancestor altar to kind of give everybody a thought of what it looks like, or a thought of what ancestor veneration should be like. And for those that are verbal people, the main things that go on an ancestor altar are as follows: a white candle, a glass of water, momentums that your ancestors have given you throughout the years, a pictures. some folks even put a blank picture frame up there for the ancestors that they do not know. So this is a tradition that some folks participate in by placing that empty uh, picture frame up there to basically uh, to honor them, that we don't have a clue of who they may be. Okay, but in my case, I know and have a lot of pictures from the past due to my family holding a lot of holding ancestor veneration very close and dear to their heart. So so that was one of the advantages that I actually had, was to collect momentums from my past and from my family's past. Another thing that some folks can participate in with the ancestor altar is, as I said before, a glass of water, a white candle, pictures, and momentums. Those are the four basic things that are needed on an ancestor altar to first and foremost honor them. And say for instance, um, if you don't have a big amount of space to do this within, you can use a corner of your regular altar to honor your ancestors. But some ancestors would like their own altar. But obviously, there are some folks that have limited space and can only affix a small amount of place for them to be within. So, so it's recommended that you sit down and participate in a meditation and ask your ancestors what they would like, because believe me, they will answer you and give you information upon how they would like to be honored. And I use 99% of the time I use my intuition, my clairvoyance, my clairaudience, and my clairsentience to find out what offerings, what they would like on their altar. Because I put flowers up there, I put spiritual clones up there, I put oils up there, I put cakes and foods and drinks and all types of things up there that they liked in the past. I know for one thing, my grandmother liked her coffee, so I place her coffee up there every morning, and I usually uh, a um, have a cigarette with my grandfather up there every morning, and sit and speak to them while I am getting ready for my day. And this is basic ancestor veneration. It doesn't have to be complicated. Very much like having your ancestors in front of you. Okay, so take them into consideration and bring them into your daily life and allow them to lead you, guide you, and protect you, because that's what they're here for, is to lead you, guide you, and protect you. So we are going to start getting to some questions this evening, but I wanted to kind of give you the topic of what we're going to be speaking about. Okay, so I have 3 questions already, or 4 questions already, and I'm going to read them as they come along, and answer them as they come along. And I will be going back to the topic every so often to kind of um, give extra information on folks that would like to begin a ancestor altar, because ancestry uh, is something very important, and it needs to be honored um, all the days of our lives, not just one. Okay, so take that into contemplation and consideration, that This is possibly what your ancestors want. They can very much make your life very well off if you continue down the lines of communication with your ancestors. So I'm just going to bring in my spirits to help with answering the energies that I'm about to read for. And so our first question of this evening is Jolie with wanting information about her love life. Okay, so Jolie, I'm going to, I'm basically going to look into your love life from a perspective of, well, they're showing me that there's not a love interest present at this particular moment. So we're going to see what's in the near future for you. So energy about Jolie's love life. Jolie's love life. Okay, so so this is right up the alley of asking for help, asking for help from your guides and guardians, and basically bringing a relationship forward. Okay, because the cards that I'm using are called the Amenti Oracle by let me see who this is by. They're designed by Joshua McDonald, but they are illustrated. They're illustrated by Natalie Miller, and these are really interesting deck of cards. But for you, Jolie, I pulled the I regard all altars with respect. Now that goes hand in hand with making an ancestor altar. Okay, this is the card right here. I regard all altars, or I regard all altars with respect. Now, what this is showing me, and what this is, or I am interpreting this with, is if you were to venerate your ancestors, or ask your ancestors to help you with this love interest, or with bringing a love interest forward in your life. They ancestors do not they do not judge who we love. They do not they do not um, they do not put their basic 2 cents in our love life, except for wanting us happy, wanting us enjoying life. So this would be right up your alley of asking your ancestors to bring a companion forward. Okay, so what you could very well do is set up a white candle, set up a glass of water, put a picture of your favorite ancestor, or an ancestor that you know that you had a good relationship with, and say with an intent that that you are honoring their life, and that you are putting out in the atmosphere that you would like for them to bring you a companion. Be very specific in the companion that you are wanting, as far as what type of um, what type of person that they would be, not necessarily what they would look like, because remember, um, remember the beauty is that in the eye of the beholder. So we want to bring that into manifestation, that it's not the beauty that we're looking for; it's what's on the inside that counts. And hello, Linnell. Thank you for joining me. Do understand that uh, asking your ancestors for help and bringing you a companion will be almost 100% very quick to manifest, because once you begin to start bringing your ancestors offerings, drinks, cakes, food, start feeding them, start blessing, or start blessing their presence, they're going to want to show up in your life, want to bring happiness into your life. So bring this into consideration and start a happy relationship with them, and they'll bring you a happy relationship back in reciprocation of wanting to do this for you in a timely manner. Okay, so that was your card, Jolie, and again, that is from the Amenti Oracle. And and also, if you look at um, the art of this and the illustration, you see the two, right, the two obelisks, or the two obelisks right here. The two obelisks basically put in my mind companionship. Um, the water would be about emotions. Um, and if you also look at it, this female looks a little bit to be about motherhood and mothering. So this is um, basic companionship, basic family means. Okay, so so that was your card, and that was the answer to your question, Jolie. So I hope that helped you, and I will tell you that um, they did not give me a particular time frame, but I will tell you that if you begin to start honoring your ancestors, asking your ancestors for help with this, I guarantee you, probably within about 6 weeks to possibly, um, um, I would say 6 weeks to 8 weeks, you should start seeing more attraction going on, more eyes being flashed at you, that type of thing. Follow the signs, follow kind of like the breadcrumbs, because when you begin to start venerating your ancestors, they will put signs and things in your pathway. And never say no to an opportunity, because you never know what is waiting for you at that particular place. Okay, so I hope that helped you, Jolie. And so, going back to my topic of ancestor veneration. Venerating the ancestors is a very important practice, and it is seen in many different traditions. So, with it being seen in many different traditions, um, it's very uh, it's very well, in a lot of traditions around ancestor veneration, has to do with magic, and has to do with also with the some mainstream religions. But I will tell you that the ones that I see with a very potent ancestor practice would be the Caribbean type traditions, which are very fond to my heart, or I'm very fond of them, and they tend to respect the elders, or respect the ancestors as as something that allows them opportunities. So your ancestors will not only just help you with relationships, they'll help you with almost anything that you ask for. So asking for a good job, lucky, or being returning good luck, uncrossing, um, many different things. So you want to bring into consideration that these different things are very potent to bring into your day-to-day practice. Okay, so you want to if you take anything from this evening's talk, um, okay, it's changed mine, and it will definitely change yours. Okay, so our next question, and you're very welcome, Jolie, and I hope that answered your question. Okay, our second question is from Belinda Mayers. Would like to learn anything about my spiritual abilities. Okay, Belinda Mayers. Belinda Mayers would like to learn about her spiritual abilities. Okay, so this is one for Mama LaFoo back here. I'd like to ask about her spiritual abilities. Belinda Mayers. Okay, so Belinda, what they are showing me is that your greatest gift would be that of empathy and clairsentience. Okay, this would be clear feeling. Okay, your feelings, well, actually, your feelings and your knowings are the two most improved abilities that you have um, at your right of using them now. Okay. One of the things that I would recommend for you if you are interested in participating is the pineal class that I will be doing on beginning November 6th. Would be joining us for that class, and that class um, is taught on Zoom, and excuse me, that class is taught on Zoom. It is 2 hours per class, and it's each Saturday, the 6th. I believe it's the 6th, the 6th, or excuse me, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd of November. Okay, so those are the dates for the pineal class, and this is going to enhance the pineal gland and allowing us to see multidimensionally. So this is something that I would highly recommend that you participate in, and the participation fee for that is $75. That's for the whole class. Now, if you are wanting the pineal oil, which basically is an oil that you apply to the third eye before class and after class, to enhance the perception of the third eye. This would be highly recommended for you. Also, another thing that I would look into uh, about about your psychic abilities, if you are wanting to enhance them, is possibly asking a practitioner such as myself to make you a gree bag, or possibly a mojo bag, or even or even a spell to help you influence your psychic abilities to be enhanced. I'll show you what each one is. So the difference between a mojo bag and a gree bag. This is a gree bag. This is a mojo bag. Okay. The difference between it is one sealed up that you do not open. One is sealed up after you place personal concerns in it. Personal concerns would be fingernail clippings, a piece of hair, or say for instance, herbs, extra herbs, or something such as a personal concerns of possibly another person. What I would recommend for you would be the gree bag, because the gree bag, what the gree bag would do is I would put herbs and curios that would correspond to your psychic abilities in the gree bag, and I would bless and fix it and feed it oils to awaken the spirit within. That basically this little thing would be what I would call a spirit ally for you, to enhance your psychic abilities, enhance your spiritual connection to the unseen realm. So that's something that I would possibly look into having a practitioner make for you, which I would be more than happy to make for you. Okay, so now that is the information about the gree bags and mojo bags. Okay, so also another thing is you can very well practice a divination skill, such as tarot cards, oracle cards, the shamalancos, also shells, bones, um, tasseography, such as tea leaves, crystal reading, crystal gazing. There's many different divination skills out there that would be right up your alley. So if you're looking for information regarding more about your psychic abilities, but the two psychic abilities that are most most enhanced and most powerful within you now is your clairsentience, which is also your empathy, or your clear feeling, and also your clear knowing, which is a clear cognance. Okay, so Belinda, I hope that helped you, and I look forward to working with you. You can contact me through Facebook at Bryan Rawls-Dolzer. You can also contact me through my Facebook business page at A Magickal Journey. That is AMAGICKALJOURNEY. You can also go to that website, amagicaljourney.com. You can also give my office a call at 586-659-9620. And you can also email me at angelicguidance13@gmail.com. And I hope that helped you. Okay, and so we're going to go back to our questions. So this is Malele's Spiritual Healings. Where do I go from here in my career? I'm a medium who is stuck. Okay, so mediums who are stuck. Now, I will tell you that this is a time about reflection. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily think that you are stuck. Okay, I would think that you are unmotivated. All right, that's what I'm hearing is unmotivation. Or unmotivated. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw you a card and see if they give anything that would kind of motivate you a little bit more, or if there is something that is needing to be cleared. But I think you'll be surprised that you just need something that can um, spark your interest, because it's almost things have gotten boring. Okay. Not necessarily life has gotten boring or your readings have gotten boring, but it's almost like there's no motivation. Okay. So let's see. And I think this is Malele. 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 Okay. So what needs to be done is you need to give the offerings to your spirits. Okay. So I know that you probably work with a select number of spirits as a medium. I know that I do, and I'm a medium. Um, but it feels to me like you haven't given your your guides or your spirits offerings in a long time. Um, or if you have, you haven't necessarily asked them for anything. Okay, because some people think that guides are just supposed to pop in and uh, and just start giving you things. Okay, and that's not how it works. It's you have to give genuine offerings and do it from the heart without expectation of anything being given back. Okay, this is what I mean by giving genuine offerings. Okay, not giving something and not expecting something back. Okay, um, this is giving offerings from the heart. So, say for instance, if I went to Mama Lavu and I give her some white rum, and I would say, I'm giving you this white rum, and I want you to give me $100. If you don't give me this white rum, or if you don't give me this $100, I'm taking this white rum from you. That is a unethical offer, okay, or a that's an giving an offering with an expectation, okay. So when you give offerings to your spirits, give them from your heart. Don't give them from a point of view of expecting something back, okay? Because that is the worst thing that you can do in um, in actually giving a spirit anything. All right, that includes your ancestors. Never give them something and expect something back from them either. All right. You're doing this because you have a relationship with that guide or a relationship with that spirit. Obviously, if anybody is genuinely, um, genuinely loves their job, genuinely loves what they do, they wouldn't give offerings and expect something back. Okay. Not saying that you are or anything, but I'm just saying that's something that needs to go away. If you have any expectations at the time of giving offerings, don't do that. But that's like I said before, that's not saying that you are. Um, but I would definitely up the offerings, flowers, um, favorite drinks of your guides. Even a lot of guides, a lot of spirits, they love alcohol. Um, Now, obviously, there are some people that can't have alcohol in their possession because of addiction issues or addiction problems, and that's okay. Um, Giving them a glass of water is a simple offering. Okay. Another thing is you can give them foods. You can give them fruits, vegetables. I never really found a guy that likes vegetables except for your typical Orishas, but I would say fruits, anything sweet. I give some of my guides honey, molasses. Um, uh, there's another thing that I give my guides, which is actually something that, well, I had it right here, um, and it's a simple cologne. And, well, this is a clone that I've made, and it's called Anisette, which is a high-proof vodka, and then a star anise, and it's my homemade recipe of anisette, which I feed my gypsies with it, and I feed also my madama with it, and I also feed um, my I also feed my fairies with it as well. Okay, and that is basic anisette. And I wish I had it with me so I can show you, but I buy a simple Castillo rum that is perfect for offerings. And obviously, this is a Caribbean rum, which my spirits they love this stuff. So, and you see, it's been heavily used, and it's very simple. You just pour them a shot glass, or you take a swig and you blow it at them. Um, very simple, very simple things that you can do with giving to your giving to your spirits. Okay, but that's give offerings if you're ever stuck. Okay, because being stuck is something that all of us experience and all of us can get out of just by a simple offering. Okay, and they will bring motivation back. Okay, so that is that. Now let's go to our fourth question. I like to put a lot of quartz crystals on my altar. I have a fascination with quartz because it's an amplifier. Um, like this quartz, I use quartz points a lot, and Vogel crystals. Vogel crystals are good for DNA activation. If you have your DNA activated, I actually have my DNA activated above 24, but this is a 24 facet Vogel crystal, which basically activates the 24 strands of DNA. And this is a simple large Lemurian sea quartz. You can see the ridges up there, and it's very, um, very fascinating crystal to meditate with, because matter of fact, these ridges hold information about Lemurian times. So all you do is rub your finger along the striation, and it will open up a record for you. But yes, those are quartz crystal is my favorite to have on the altar. Another one of my favorites to have on the altar is my celestite, and then um, also a I have zeolite too. Zeolite is to cut EMF fields from my altar. EMF fields will tear down protective energies around an altar. So I keep these on either side of my altar so the EMF fields will not tear down my all the energy that I put on my altar. So that's zeolite. And then I also have a bloodstone quartz crystal skull, or a crystal skull, which bloodstone is very good for grounding, and also grounding energies, and DNA activation, especially when doing DNA activation. It grounds the activation into the DNA strand itself. Okay, so next thing that I like to do also is purchase stones, just regular stones from ancient places. Okay, and I purchase mine from an ethical source, such as a person that I know that visits these places in and around Mother Earth. Well, actually, I have a fascination of many different types of dirts and many different types of stones. This is a stone that come from the Triora, Italy, which is Triora is a place where witches. It's basically the Salem overseas. Okay, but Triora this is where that stone came from, and I actually bought this from a very reputable source on Etsy that I speak to her quite often about her products, and this is called a Triora witch stone, which basically comes from a witch's house. And dirt, like say for instance, this dirt comes from Uluru. So that's some of the minerals and crystals, or from the mineral kingdom, that I like to have on my altar. So we will go on to our next person. Hey Chanel, how are you? Okay, our next person is Linda Card. Any messages for me? Felt some crazy emotional energies today. Okay, sweetheart. So a lot of crazy energies have been happening since the veil is thinning. You are entered into the Scorpio new moon transmission. So this should level you out, which will happen on the 27th. It's new moon in 4 degrees Scorpio opposing Uranus, which is it's a very spontaneous type of moon, dark moon. So this is about bringing in things that you're wanting to basically begin, or bringing in new beginnings. But let's see what the cards have to say for you, Linda. Anything that Linda needs to know. Linda card. Okay, so this card is I give blessings. So you look at it, there's 2 people, there's birds coming up out of their hands, and there's the triangle. Okay, so what they're showing those are butterflies. So what they're showing here is you connect to butterflies in some way. Either this is spirit showing you blessings, or gifts that are coming into being. They also show that the triangle is the power of 3, or the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, or the energies of Mother, Father, and Son, or even the Maiden, Mother, and Crone. So you want to take that into consideration, that spiritual attainment is basically coming out of this. So there's a lot of upgrades that are coming into into your energy field at this time. So I will tell you that if you continue to allow things to, um, if you continue to allow things to basically spontaneously um, evolve your body with these crazy energies, quote unquote, you will experience that a there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are going to open particular things up for you if you just allow the reality of things to basically come about. Also, I would recommend an ancestor altar for you as well. So, um, so also they, hmm, okay. So they tell me to pull you one more card, and they say, I speak with sincerity. And that card is pretty interesting. It's a hummingbird, a feather, and some tribal scripts, which just shows that that your voice and your manifestation techniques are going to be enhanced. So be careful with how you speak things into existence. Okay, so I hope that helps you, dear. And let's go to our next folks. All right. My next person is Linnell. Would you be so kind as to share a healing with self-love and worth this evening? Okay. So Linnell, we are going to do an energy activation for self-love and healing. So take a deep breath in. Loko sento ura e makataj, stotela si ataraan ele ki anaro ura e patayas. Zopoko ora endahala aramde eteresi otro ora ishkotaraya to un it ara ambai. Wahana ayas to see otro ora equata ana asi. All right, and take a deep breath in. Okay, and we're going to process that through the root chakra, the sacral, the solar, the heart, letting it spin around the heart, enhancing, repairing any holes, tears, or energetic leakages within the heart chakra or around the heart chakra. Bring that energy up and through the throat, third eye, well of dreams, crown, fourth eye, pineal gland, all the way down the Sushumna. And take a deep breath in. Perfect. All right, dear. So, one thing that they were speaking specifically about with that is that you need to. It's almost like you need to. Okay, so it's something about forgiveness. There's something about forgiving oneself or forgiving other people. There's something. Okay, so it's forgiving a forgiveness of an ex-love or an ex-partner, okay, for if you are needing to love yourself. Once that forgiveness begins, you basically will um, produce more produce more self-love for yourself, okay? Now, folks, I want everyone to know that I am running a little bit out of time. It is 8:55, and I never thought that an hour would go so quickly, but our time it has came short, and I wouldn't have time to touch my 7th, 8th, and 9th, and 10th question. So I hate to do it to everyone, but um, but you can join me next week, same time, same place, um, to ask your same question that you had today, or you can go to my website at www.amagicaljourney.com. That is AMAGICKALJOURNEY.com. I have the following specials going on throughout the month of December, or throughout the month of October, which is for a 30-minute reading, it is $50. For a 45-minute reading, it is $75. And for an hour reading, it is $100. And for a 90-minute reading, it is $150. All right. Anything that is purchased over a 60-minute reading is bulk minutes. So what bulk minutes happen to do is I do not read anything over 60 minutes. Because it is difficult staying in a person's energy field for over 60 minutes. Okay, so anything that is purchased over 60 minutes are scheduled in 2 different sessions. Okay, so if you purchase a 90-minute reading, do not expect speaking 90 minutes to me in one sitting. That will not happen. All right, for folks that are wanting a same day, same same day purchase, same day reading, I encourage you to look at my tarot card pulls. For 3 cards, it is for 3 cards for $15. 5 cards for 25, if I'm not mistaken, and then for 10 cards, it is $40. I will post that pricing on my Facebook page, and let everyone know of that particular offer. If you are wanting to purchase with me and purchase a session with me, I would recommend you purchase immediately after you get off the air with me, because my schedule does fill up fast, and there are times when a person purchases and they're booked 2 weeks out. Right now, I do have availability next week for readings. So I actually have like 4 or 5 spots to fill for next week. So if you're wanting a reading, go to my website and purchase accordingly, and someone will be with you to schedule immediately after purchasing or shortly after purchasing. Also, if you are interested in any of my services, such as the new moon or the new moon, the Samhain blessing or apple blessing, or even the pineal class, or purchase of the moja bags, gree bags, or any of my oils, please let me know. I will also be having some very interesting oils for sale soon. So please do be on the lookout for those. I will post every one of these on Facebook first, and then they will go on my website accordingly. There will be some website changes as the year ends and the new year begins. So much love to everyone. Let angel wings guide your dreams. Blessed be, and namaste. Bye now.